In the late 1980s, deep inside Pyongyang, a child was being raised not like others. Kim Jong Un, the mysterious son of Kim Jong Il, grew up hidden from the public eye. His childhood was filled with secrecy, guarded walls, and an education designed not for freedom, but for power. Even as a boy, he was taught that one day he would inherit an entire nation. But no one outside the elite circles even knew he existed. Kim was quietly sent to Switzerland under a false identity. Here he experienced a life far different from North Korea: basketball games, video games, and Western culture. Yet, while his classmates saw just another shy Asian kid, behind his quiet face was the future dictator of the world's most isolated country. This double life shaped him, creating a strange blend of Western tastes and authoritarian roots. Back in Pyongyang, his father, Kim Jong Il, began grooming him for leadership. Kim was trained in military strategy, ideology, and the art of fear. From a very young age, he was taken to military parades, shown tanks, and taught to command respect. His childhood was not filled with toys, but with lessons in control. Kim Jong-il had other sons, but Kim Jong-un was chosen. His elder brother was considered too weak, his other brother too eccentric. Kim, with his ruthless personality and silence, was seen as the perfect fit. Overnight, the hidden child was declared the chosen heir of North Korea, shocking even the inner circle of the regime. In 2011, Kim Jong-il died, leaving the throne suddenly empty. The young, untested Kim Jong-un was thrust into power at just 27 years old. The world doubted him. Could such a young leader control a nation built on fear and absolute obedience? Many thought his rule would collapse within months. But Kim Jong-un quickly proved everyone wrong. His first act was brutal, eliminating rivals within his own family. Even his uncle, once one of the most powerful men in North Korea, was executed in front of hundreds. Kim wanted to send a clear message. No one, not even blood, could challenge his throne. Like his father and grandfather, Kim understood the importance of myth. He built a cult of personality around himself, with giant portraits, songs, and propaganda films. Children were taught to praise him as a godlike figure. The streets of Pyongyang echoed with his name, and questioning him meant death. Kim knew his real power lay not in tanks or soldiers, but in nuclear weapons. He accelerated missile tests, shaking the world with each launch. Nations feared him, and suddenly the young dictator no one took seriously was sitting at the same table as the world's most powerful leaders. From Donald Trump to Vladimir Putin, every world leader wanted to understand him. Was he insane or a genius manipulator? He mastered the art of creating tension, pushing just enough to threaten war, but pulling back to avoid destruction. The boy from Switzerland had become a master of global theater. While his people starved, Kim lived a life of unimaginable luxury. Imported Swiss cheese, private islands, fleets of expensive cars, and even his own amusement parks. His bizarre obsession with basketball and movies became legendary. To the outside world it seemed absurd, but inside it was absolute control. In 2011, Kim Jong-un officially became the supreme leader after the death of his father, Kim Jong-il. The world watched with doubt, many believing he was too young and inexperienced to hold such immense power. But inside North Korea, the government carefully crafted his image, presenting him as a fearless leader destined to continue his family's rule. Military parades were staged, massive crowds filled the streets, and his face appeared everywhere, on posters, statues, and in songs praising his name. For the citizens, questioning him was never an option. Despite his youth, Kim Jong-un quickly showed the world that he was not a leader to underestimate. He consolidated power by eliminating rivals within the government and even within his own family. Reports suggest that those who opposed him mysteriously disappeared or were executed. This sent a clear message. Loyalty was not optional. It was life or death. In a matter of months, he transformed from a figure of doubt into an absolute ruler, feared both at home and abroad. Kim Jong Un's rise wasn't just about fear. He also introduced himself as a man of the people. He visited schools, factories, and farms, smiling with children and shaking hands with workers. State media showed him laughing, giving instructions, and tasting local foods. This was carefully designed to make him appear not only powerful, but also compassionate. Yet behind those cameras, every citizen knew the truth. North Korea was still a land of strict surveillance and absolute control. As he tightened his grip, Kim placed heavy emphasis on the military. He introduced the concept of Byungjin, which meant developing nuclear weapons while also improving the economy. The world saw missile tests broadcasted on television, with Kim personally overseeing launches and smiling proudly as rockets flew into the sky. These displays were not just military tests, they were messages of defiance to the world, showing that North Korea would not be bullied or ignored. For ordinary North Koreans, life remained a struggle. Food shortages, strict laws, and lack of freedom defined daily existence. Yet, Kim's propaganda machine worked tirelessly to convince people that their sacrifices were noble and necessary. Citizens were told they were defending their nation against powerful enemies, especially the United States. This constant narrative made Kim appear as the brave protector of his people, the one man standing between them and destruction. Internationally, Kim became a figure of mystery and controversy. World leaders struggled to understand him. Was he reckless or calculated, dangerous or strategic? His sudden decisions, from executing top officials to conducting surprise nuclear tests, kept the world on edge. Yet this unpredictability gave him an advantage. Even the most powerful nations couldn't ignore him. Kim had forced himself into the global spotlight. Then came 2018, when Kim shocked the world by stepping onto South Korean soil during a historic meeting with President Moon Jae-in. Cameras captured the two leaders shaking hands across the border, a moment that symbolized hope for peace after decades of hostility. People around the globe were stunned. Could this be the beginning of something new? Or was it just another performance in Kim's carefully crafted political play? Only months later, the world saw an even more unexpected scene. Kim Jong Un meeting face-to-face with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. The two leaders walked together in Singapore, exchanging smiles and handshakes. For a brief moment, history was made. But while the images were powerful, real progress remained uncertain. The talks ended without lasting agreements, and North Korea's nuclear ambitions continued. Kim's image abroad became that of a paradox. To some, he was a ruthless dictator who ruled with an iron fist. To others, he was a cunning strategist who managed to bring the most powerful leaders to the negotiation table. Inside North Korea, he was worshipped as a near-godly figure, his every word treated like sacred truth. This combination of fear, control, and theatrics kept his grip on power unshakable. Today, Kim Jong Un remains one of the most controversial figures of our time. He lives in luxury while his people struggle in silence. He commands nuclear weapons while the world debates how to respond. He presents himself as both a protector and a threat, a man of peace and a man of war. His story is still being written, and the world continues to watch, wondering what his next move will be. Kim Jong Un's story is not just about one man. It's about the fate of a nation trapped between fear and hope. The world continues to watch North Korea with questions that have no easy answers. But now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Kim Jong Un is a master strategist protecting his country, or a dictator keeping it in chains? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to uncover more untold truths of history and power, make sure you hit that subscribe button. because the next story may just change the way you see the world forever.